Okay, everyone, I just wanted to show you quickly how to use Bramble so that you feel comfortable when you go into the site. Mostly, Bramble works really well with Chrome and it tends to work better with the laptop. Now, with that said, it's possible to use your mobile phone. You just have to click on the link. You don't have to install anything. I just have had better results, I guess, with the laptop. But the good news is there's nothing to install, so you don't have to get any special permissions. As long as the website is not blocked in your organization, that's something that you may want to check with IT. I would suggest that the best thing for you to do is before our event to actually go into the address that I indicate below, and then you'll be able to test it for yourself, make sure that everything is okay, and if you need some help, get help from IT beforehand. Let me make myself smaller over here. In fact, I'm even going to get rid of my picture because my picture is already appearing on the side of Bramble. First thing when you get in Bramble is you're going to get into a place like this one, and you can go ahead and edit your profile if you want. Right? You can choose if you want to have a different color. You can upload your picture. You can say anything else that you want. I didn't do much with mine. I just said who I was, but you can do any of that and then click done. The most important thing is down here when you see where you see menu, you should click on settings and make sure that it's capturing the camera that you want. So for example, right now I notice that it's capturing my face camera. Oops, sorry. That is Bambi. You're going to meet Bambi when you go inside my room. And I wanted Bramble to use my external web camera because I think it's a better camera. Hold on, let me adjust this a little bit better. And usually I use the internal microphone. It's ideal if you can have an external headphone. I'm not wearing one now because I'm not talking to anybody, but it really helps with possible echoes or noises or something like that. So make sure that you do not click on turn off automatic sound adjustments because that part is really important to prevent any kind of echo. Okay, once you've taken care of that, you see that you're in the right place. This is my room, and if you for you to move in the room, you just use the arrows on your computer screen. See here that it says, welcome, go through this door to see our office and presentation room. You hear some music because I'm originally from Brazil, so I put some Brazilian music there. And then you're going to go walk through this door. And it usually takes a little while for that to happen, especially if it's the very first time that you're using Bramble. So that is normal. If it takes a little while, it's okay. By the way, a little tip, if everything goes wrong and Bramble is not capturing your video and your audio, there are very few things that can't be solved by getting out of the room and into the room again. Okay. Sorry, you now see my friend saying that I'm a star. That's, I guess, good to know. When you get in here, there's still going to be a little bit of music that you may hear inside as you come into the room. That's because on Bramble, I get to put playlists of my favorite Brazilian guitar music on. I attach it to some plants and things like that. This, by the way, is my dog, Buffy. Right here on the right, this is normally where I hang out when I wait for my students to come talk to me. So you see that they have to come to my office. The important thing is that whenever you see like an area like that, it's called a private space. So then only the people who are inside can hear it. And by the way, all this I customized. So I put my own sofa and I added this cute little, some of the chairs that I wanted. I added my picture and carpets. So this is all stuff that you can do on Bramble. Over here, you see another cute little room. This is also a private space where people can go and meet. So one of the things that I'm planning to do in our session is I'm going to have you guys go to private spaces. But here's the good news. I'm going to actually be presenting here when you see that little spotlight, that means everybody would be hearing me. And then you guys are going to be around the tables like that. So what's cool about these little tables is that you can then chat with the people who are around your tables, and nobody outside that area can hear you. So that's how we can make the whole thing interactive. Let's see what else I want to show you. Feel free to explore the world as you wish. This room here, it's also a private room, and this is the room where I normally meet with my students, because they can all go here and we can all hear each other. This is my cat, Frisky. Oh, I promised you I would show you where Bambi is, who was barking just now. There is Bambi over there, see? I put her over here. That's Bambi. Okay, then if you go here to the left and you continue walking your little guy to the left, you go to the rooftop. Okay, there we go. It also will take a little while, just like it took a little while downstairs. But then in here, you have 1,000 little areas where the groups can actually meet. So you see all those areas here that have these white areas. That means only the people who are in the right white areas can hear each other. So you could have two people chatting here, for example, right? Or you could have, I think this is a private area too. Yeah, see, this is a private area. So in this area here in the terrace, there are like 1,000 different places where groups can meet. I think for our presentation, we're going to meet mostly downstairs, so as not to waste too much time like moving around. But if you want to come to visit my Bramble room before the event, which is like something I strongly recommend, just go ahead and explore and you see how it works. So I guess that's it. There's yet another room over here on the, let me go here to there to show you. There's yet another room here on the right. Oops, go past that. It's called the theater. And if you go to the theater, what happens in the theater is that it's a silent room. So basically only the presenter or somebody who is in the, I'm going to show you, only somebody who is in this area here, who appears as who appears in the spotlight can actually be heard, and everybody else would be silent. So it's good sometimes for presentations when you don't want to be interrupted by noise. But what I figured is that we're all so used to the whole Zoom thing in which you mute yourself when you're listening that we'll probably be fine in the other room. And it's easier for us not to have to go in and out every time just for the groups to talk to each other. So I'm planning to work on the other room. I just wanted you guys to see that this room existed. And I guess this is all that I wanted to show you. Let me see if I can make myself bigger here. I don't know if I can. If I can convince my thing to go up, I don't think I can do that. No, I can't. So I guess I'm just showing myself in the little thing on the left. By the way, if I move my guy, my picture moves to the right so that you can see the world. That's where we're going to get together. I hope you guys enjoy Bramble as much as I do. This is like my happy place when I chat with my students, and I just leave my tab open for and then I work on other things. And then if a student of mine wants to talk to me, they can just go into my office, chat with me. And then if my students want to meet in one of the other tables, they can do that. In fact, I'm doing that soon. My students are all the groups are meeting at the same time to work on a group project. And I'm just going to be hanging out in my office. And then if a student needs me, all they have to do is click here on Find People and find me, and then they can teleport themselves to wherever I am. So it's not showing now because I'm the only one in the room. So feel free to visit the room before the event, and I'm really looking forward to seeing you there. Take care. Bye-bye.